It's personal between me and you, and I'm going to do you some serious harm, you big stiff idiot.
The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, not a whole lot going on in boxing this weekend. There really isn't. I mean, there's a couple cards, but nothing as far as news. Not a whole lot of news this week, just being honest with you guys. But listen, man, I wanted to talk about this fight because I didn't make a video about the first fight when it happened. And I haven't, it's kind of flown under the radar because, you know, not a lot of people have been talking about it, but I feel like this is a great opportunity to talk about this fight and give the first fight its proper due because, you know, this fight with Kenshiro and Masamichi Yabuki is truthfully, and it could be potentially the best fight of this week. And how do we know that this fight could be the best fight of this week? Well, first and foremost, here's why you should care about this fight. Okay, now, Kenshiro and Masamichi Yabuki, they're having a rematch tomorrow for the WBC Junior Flyweight title. In the first fight, you know, it was a fight that was dubbed The Real Fight, which I thought was pretty cool. You know, they actually called it The Real Fight. I remember in the first fight that I was actually trying to go live for this fight. I was trying to get a VPN. It was on Japanese pay-per-view. Me and my boy Hiro, we were brainstorming, and it was a collaborative effort that ultimately failed. He spent money on a Japanese pay-per-view. We got a VPN, and you know, it was to no avail. So we couldn't see the fight when it happened live, but it was a fight that, you know, Kenshiro had been WBC flyweight champion or junior flyweight champion for like 4 or 5 years at that point, about 4 years. And Kenshiro was looked at, in many people's estimation, to be the premier junior flyweight in the world over the likes of Hirota Kayaguchi, Elwin Soto at the time, now Jonathan Gonzalez, and Junto Nakatani. He was looked at to be the premier guy. And Masamichi Yabuki was supposed to be a routine defense for Kenshiro. And what we got ultimately was not just a fight of the year candidate, but we got a upset of the year candidate when Masamichi Yabuki used his long rangy jab for the division, his smarts, his quickness, and stopped Kenshiro. And Kenshiro now finds himself at 30 years old trying to regain the title and recapture the momentum that he held for 4 years in the division. So this is a great fight because, you know, whether we're talking about Sergey Kovalev and Elliot Alvarez, or Lennox Lewis versus Oliver McCall, or Hasim Rahman, or Joe Louis versus Max Schmeling, in the history of boxing, there's a long lineage of fighters who are looked at to be the favorite. They lost in devastating fashion, and in the rematch they got their title back, and they proved their quality in the sport, and they proved what they could do when the pressure was on and their reputation was on the line. So I look at this as a very unique opportunity for Kenshiro, a guy that's very talented, a guy that you know, I believe at one point in time was the premier junior flyweight in the world, to go ahead and restore his status and reputation in the division against a very, very tough and game Masamichi Yabuki, who, by the way, Masamichi Yabuki, he's playing with house money right now because Masamichi Yabuki wasn't supposed to beat Kenshiro, so he's in the wonderful position of like, okay, if you lose this fight, you know, then it's not going to be a whole lot of a big surprise to a lot of people. But if you win this fight, oh my God, he's now got 2 wins over Kenshiro. He's got a defense of the WBC title against Kenshiro, and he's looking at bigger fights in the future against the likes of potentially Junto Nakatani, against potentially Jonathan Gonzalez, against potentially maybe even a guy like who else is there? Hirota Kayaguchi. So there's definitely a lot on the line in this fight. I have no clue how to watch this fight, so don't ask me. But I know that when they fought the first time, what really won me over was Masamichi Yabuki came out to like the Japanese version of that song. You guys know that song where they say I need a hero. It was in Japanese, and he came out to the ring with like a crazy outfit on. So you know that won me over. But this is a great fight, and I think people, if you know, it's gonna be hard to watch it live, and you know, trust me, we tried. Me and Hiro tried to get this fight on the VPN last time. It was to no avail because I actually wanted to go live for this fight because it was the real fight, and the real fight it turned out to be. As you know, Masamichi Yabuki knocked out Kenshiro, and it turned into one of the best fights of 2021. But it's tomorrow. I'm gonna do a video about it because I'm not gonna go live for it this time. It's too hard. So I'll wait for the result and I'll talk about it later on. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up and just talk about it a little bit because it is a big rematch in the junior flyweight division, and there is a lot at stake. You know, Kenshiro at the time when he lost was one of the longest reigning champions in boxing, and he lost to a guy Yabuki that a lot of people thought he had no business losing to, and he didn't just lose, he lost in devastating fashion. So gonna be a good one tomorrow. Gonna be a momentous occasion in the junior flyweight division, and yeah, that's just my little 2 cents on the real fight, part 2. Kenshiro versus Masamichi Yabuki for the WBC junior flyweight title. You know, don't miss it. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Let me know what you guys think. Take the time to subscribe, and like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys. Thank you for watching another video on True School Sports, the home of boxing. If you made it this far, do me a favor and do yourself a damn favor. Hit that subscribe button and surely you will not be disappointed. You know, True School Sports bringing you the latest and greatest, the untouchable, you know, boxing content, interviews, news videos, breakdowns, live fight reaction extravaganza. We've got a great community of people here, boxing fans all over the world, from America to the UK to Australia, and on and on and on. So join the empire today. Hit that subscribe button. Take care and God bless.